joined by Creighton head coach Jim Flannery, along with student athletes Mackenzie Fouillon, who had a career-high 24 points to go with 5 rebounds, and Sarah Nelson, 17 points and 7 rebounds. Coach, your opening thoughts on today's NCAA tournament win over Syracuse?
Well, we took 36 threes, and my prediction was somewhere close to 30, and I think we were at 21 at halftime, so I thought we were on the way to more than that. How many, 25? Okay, we were 25 at half. So, you know, I thought, I told the kids early in the game, I thought our energy level was great. The first possession, you know, we got, I think, 3 offensive rebounds. I thought that was a great sign. I mean, you know, and we couldn't, other than Mackenzie, we couldn't throw in the ocean the first 15 minutes. But we were still in the game, and I said that's a positive, because at some point somebody else is going to start making baskets, and that's what happened. And you know, Alexander's a load down low. I mean, we fought her all game, and Camp House got in foul trouble, and you know, Sarah had to guard her a lot the last 12 minutes, and did a really good job. And yeah, just really pleased with our composure at the end of the game. I thought you know, there were times where we got a little rattled against their pressure, but I thought for the most part we really did a good job of playing in the lead there those last 8 to 10 minutes. So we're thrilled to be moving on. Syracuse is a really, really good team, and but I really liked how our experience, I thought, played out toward the end of the game.
Questions for the student athletes?
The first shot, first three, does that the whole team wasn't doing much, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere got hot? Were you guys worried at all, or does that take some time to go?
We weren't worried. We knew that even if we were going to miss, we were still going to shoot, and that was our game plan. We knew that we were going to have to shoot a lot of threes, so against their zone, and I feel like even though we were missing, we were still confident and still shooting.
Mackenzie, have you ever had a half like that with that many points in the first half?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
What was going through your mind at that point when you were making so many shots?
I don't remember. All I know is I was hot, and my teammates did an awesome job of finding me. And I mean, we had a great game plan, like I said. And I mean, I don't know. I guess it just worked out.
Sarah, Kayla Alexander was by no means contained, but you guys did do a nice job of forcing a shot and doubling her down low. Did you know going to this one you'd be able to defend her so well? Were you surprised by that?
Yeah, we knew that Camp would probably be able to handle her just because she's got a couple inches on me even, and then Alexander has a couple inches on her then. So, I mean, we knew we had a plan. We knew Flan talked a lot about, he watched a lot of film, and we watched Villanova film how they cheated off their point guard. So, in this case, it was Coffey and Fondren, and I think that helped a lot, even just kind of someone gapping off enough to kind of dissuade it from going in a little. So, I would say that helped, but I mean, I think Flan's being a little nice. She had a couple and ones on me and stuff. So, I mean, but she's obviously a really good player, and I think it's one of those times where you know that you have to just try to contain her as best as you possibly can, and kind of hope that we contain the other people, and then she's really the only one that kind of would go off, you could say so.
Mackenzie, Syracuse lives and dies on that 2-3 zone, and yesterday in the press they were talking about, you know, this is what we do, this is our identity. When they switch to the man, is that just all right? A different look? Do you guys think we got a little bit?
I think it was just a different look for us. I mean, we've played against man the entire year, and we're a motion-based team. And so, I mean, I think it kind of rattled us for a second, but we did a good job of adjusting and finding open players and back cutting and stuff like that.
Any other questions for the student athletes? This time we'll dismiss the student athletes back to the locker room for the remainder of the open locker room period. Thank you, ladies. We'll now take questions for Coach Flannery.
Momentum is real hard to put a number on, but at the end of the game, you really see the game on your way.
Yeah, I think that was big. It seemed we did hit a lot of. Sarah hit big. I mean, as critical as Mackenzie was in the first half, I thought Sarah was that critical the last 10, 12 minutes. I mean, she hit a lot of big shots, 2 threes, and a medium range shot, a layup, and I mean, I thought she was really good. And we went to a 4-guard lineup. When Camp House picked up her 4 fouls, we went to a 4-guard lineup, which, you know, hurts us defensively because it means Sarah's given up 4 inches on Alexander, and it means, we're not as good a rebounding team in a 4-guard lineup, but it helps us offensively. We're going to be able to space the floor and move the ball better against their zone. And you're right, they eventually went man, but we got more going to the basket. We got some layups and some mid-range stuff in the second half. But I think that's part of our experience. I mean, we were in the NCAA tournament last year, and we've played a good schedule, and we have, other than Marissa, who's a freshman, we play a junior dominated team. So I was really impressed with our composure, and composure, I think, is connected pretty strongly to momentum, because if they hit 2 baskets in a row, I felt like we came down, and whether we scored or not, we had a good possession. And even defensively, I felt like, the baskets they were getting were the ones that we were, that we had to give up based on what our personnel was versus their personnel. And the one thing we couldn't account for was Sykes' ability to jump over us and get a rebound. I don't think we've ever given up 9 offensive rebounds to a guard, but other than that, I was really pleased with how we played.
Coach, you mentioned Marissa struggled early. Did you say anything to her at halftime? What was the difference in the second half?
No, I said a couple things to her when I took her out of the game, but she struggled a little the last couple weeks, to be honest. She did not play as well in the conference tournament as she played all year, and part of that, I'm sure, is pressure and the length of a season for a freshman. And yeah, I thought she was shaky early. Her decision-making wasn't what we've come to expect. But the thing I love about her is I really believe, and this is really tough for freshmen, I think she can pull herself out of a bad stretch or two. A lot of freshmen, they get off to a bad start. It's hard for them to hit rewind or hit start again and then play well the rest of the game. And I think she can do that. She's tough enough mentally to do that, and she's also played a lot of minutes to be able to do that this year. So I was proud of her, but she's kind of shown that this year, where she could get off to a bad start and kind of just, like I said, hit rewind and kind of clear the clutter out of your head, and that's tough to do.
You mentioned a lot of baskets driving to the basket in the second half. Was that something you emphasized, or did that?
Part of it was that we played 4-guard when Camp House got in foul trouble, and Carly is pretty good along the baseline, and she's a good passer, and we felt like just, the times where we got stagnant in the first half were the times where we just threw it around the perimeter. And that's that's our personality to some degree because of the way we shoot our 3, but yeah, I was impressed that we were able to get to the ball to the foul line more in the second half, and we got Mackenzie and Carly cutting to the basket. But Sarah's a really good foul line player against the zone, because she's able to catch and take a breath and be patient. And most of the time, it's really difficult to find players who can kind of play at the right pace against a zone, because when you catch that ball against a foul line, in the foul line area, you kind of have this feeling that everybody's coming on you. And I think her ability to play from there is big for us, and I thought it would be big going into the game. But she did a nice job, and as did Marissa, Mackenzie, and Carly of being more at the basket in the second half.
Simply, what was going through your head or emotionally, what were you feeling when the final seconds did slip off the clock?
I jumped pretty high for having a bad knee. There's a lot. This is my 11th year as a head coach, and we've had a lot of good teams, and this is our first NCAA tournament win. And who knows why some of our earlier good teams didn't get, because we were close. We lost 3 conference tournament finals in a 4-year stretch by a total of 4 points. So we had the potential to go to 3 NCAA tournaments based on 1 possession and didn't. And so, but so that bigger picture kind of hits you at that time, like finally. But just how proud I am of this team, because we've this year didn't necessarily play out exactly like, no year plays out exactly like you want or you think it's going to, but I credit our team for being resilient and just being tough enough to win an NCAA tournament game because it's not easy.
Any other questions? All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks.